Stop planning your trips the old way, because travel in 2026 has completely changed. We might just be 2 days into the new year, but many Aussies are already getting ahead and laying out their travel plans for the rest of 2026.
And here to tell us about the top trends and destinations to have on your radar is Rachel Thompson from Australian Traveller. Our first trend is the rise of Coast Scenic Overlook. Rachel, welcome me. Tell us what's going to be different about how people plan their travel this year. So there are two things here. So the first thing that I would say is AI is really going to be taking over how Australians are planning their holidays. Really streamlining the booking process. The planning process, which can be a little bit overwhelming for people, I think. So AI can really help with those personalized itineraries that Australians are really...
So, that's the first one. The second one I would say is Australians are really going to be slowing down this year. It's a bit more about intentional, meaningful travel. Maybe just focusing on one destination and doing it really, really well, as opposed to doing
a whole heap of cities in Europe and, ticking off all of the hotspots. So just really intentional travel. I feel calmer just thinking about travel. I like that. That are really trending are Italy, Mexico, Sri Lanka. But as far as, what people are actually going to be doing, River Boutique Cruises is going to be very strong.
A lot of the cruise ship lines are investing in those smaller ships because they allow for more intimate journeys. And one brand that really does this well is UniWorld.
So I would highly recommend that people check that out. Another thing that I would say is astro tourism. So when I say that, I don't mean space travel or anything like that. No. I mean going into dark sky areas for stargazing, looking at meteor showers, chasing the aurora. The first half of this year is meant to be really fantastic for seeing aurora. So would really encourage people, if they're wanting to see that, go as far north in the world as possible or as far south. And then I would also say that adventure tourism is going to be really, really big. So I think Aussies love to get outdoors.
We're seeing a lot of mountain biking tracks opening up around Australia, which I think is really interesting. Anything that allows people to really, really get out there.
I'm feeling like the aurora would be nice to go and look at. Just so I did the Northern Lights in Alaska a few years back. It was just the most breathtaking experience.
So they're the sort of new things, but some things aren't going to change. Europe will stay. It's one of our favorite destinations, won't it?
Yeah, so very much Italy this year. Aussies do love Italy. We've got the Winter Olympics happening in the Dolomites and Milan in Feb.
So expecting a lot of people to go over for that. And the trend that we're really seeing is Aussies are raisin. They're sure going in the shoulder season. So March, April, September, avoiding the summer months where there's real price gouging and a lot of tourists there. I'm sick of Europe. Everyone goes to Europe. I want to mix it up.
Sri Lanka is going to be huge this year.
I think it's a country that really allows for cultural immersion, which is what Aussies are really looking for now. There is a lot to do on quite a small country.
So Jetstar are actually starting flights from Melbourne to Colombo. It's going to be a bit more affordable and a bit more accessible for people to get to. Hopefully it doesn't become the new Melbourne to dentist flight. I know, right? That's crazy. One is very, very busy.
And sometimes we forget about what our own country offers, don't we, Rachel? I mean, what if you don't want to go overseas if it's going to break that budget?
What can we do around? So I might be a bit biased because I was born there, but West Australia, I think, is really going to have its moment this year.
Fremantle was the 2025 Town of the Year, so expect a lot of people to go there. It's only 30 minutes drive from Perth, so you can hit it all in one. And then the other one that I would say is Denmark. So Denmark in Australia, not in Europe. But if you want a really nature-focused holiday...
You love the beach. It is honestly phenomenal down there. And then the other one I would say is Lord Howe Island.
So yeah, they do cap it at 400 people per day, but it is truly so beautiful there. And we're seeing a lot of people turn their attention
because it really allows for slowing down. It really, really caters to that wellness focus that people are really wanting. 2026, the year for slow travel.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah. Rachel, thanks so much for your time this morning. Before you book your next trip, make sure you're not making this huge mistake everyone else is making.